All right, hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Challenge the Norm. I am here today with 4 guests of different backgrounds for our topic today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Awesome. My name is Jeff. I'm from California, moved to Houston, Texas. I'm also Salvadoran and Hondureño.
And what do you do?
And I'm also a freelance videographer. I got my own Instagram. You can catch me at Jefferson.2. And go ahead and give me a follow. Give you a follow back.
Okay. Follow for follow.
Sweet. My name is Wiley Snipes. My family is from Honduras, so full bred. I'm also an artist. You can actually follow me on Instagram, WILEY_SNIPES. Wiley Snipes.
Yo, my name's HP The Process. I'm Honduran and Guatemalan, straight Central American. Y'all can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram, HPDA Process, and that's pretty much it.
What's up? I'm Angeline. I'm an audio engineer and a music producer. You can follow me on Instagram at Angeline Did This. And I'm just your average white girl.
Alright, so we got it all here. If y'all don't know, I'm half Cuban, half French Creole, and I have Native American on both sides. I'm also on Instagram, MISS_CASTON. And we are here to talk about race in America. So, how do y'all feel about the concept of race and the role it plays in America today with our current political situation when it comes to privilege, prejudice, and access? Anyone can start.
Oh wow.
How do you feel? Yeah, as a white woman.
Man. Oh man, this is a hard topic, to be honest. This is a lot to talk about. It's you're not asking just a quick answer. It's we could sit here for hours, but man, the world is messed up, and it has been messed up for a really long time. Yeah. And that's my opinion on that, to be honest.
Okay.
My opinion is, I never seen color because I was raised with blacks and Latinos. I was mostly hanging out with black people. I don't know if anybody knows anybody from Hollow, but we used to have this Mexican versus black war, and I was fighting against the Mexicans with the black people. So I never saw it as a problem until it was brought up, and it's just and I've been discriminated all my life with cops and stuff. So it's always been done to me. I don't like to see people over their race and stuff. I'd rather just if you a piece of shit, you a piece of shit individually. That's just how I see it.
It works.
And we had I guess you could say the privilege of all going to high school together. And we went to Elsick. Shout out to Elsick.
Yeah.
Graham's house. Whose house? Graham's house.
Graham's house.
And so we had the privilege of growing up in a community that was very diverse because A-Leaf, Texas SWAT, as you can see on his jacket, is very, very, very diverse. A lot of Hispanics, lots of Cubans, Venezuelans, Puerto Ricans, Hondureños, etc., etc.
It's just a big orgy.
Oh my
That's
God.
a good way
Okay.
to put it, bro.
Do you feel did you see anything in A-Leaf, or since you've left or come back, that showed a difference of access because of where you came from, or in A-Leaf versus other school districts even, or anything like that?
The farthest I went was to Colorado, and it was really calm over there. They even said their ghettos were more chill than if anything, and they had I was just in a rich area because I was going to school for it, but it really opened my eyes because I was always surrounded by gang members and shit, so I always had to have this watch my back mentality, but I wasn't like that until I was over there. I even got pulled over, and they let us go, but we got caught with weed.
Well,
that was so different to see. So I was just what the hell?
Colorado?
Yeah, in Colorado.
Yeah.
I got pulled over. I didn't know that
Did you
about
go when it was legal?
before.
Oh yeah.
And then they already told us, and the cops was nah, just say you're 18. And then they let us go. And I'm just I'm over here thinking I'm about to get my head slammed on the wall, because I've seen that all my life. I've always had they just, boom, he's reaching for his weapon or some shit like that. And then when I saw that, I'm just I want to stay here. I mean, obviously I came back. I came back, but it changed my perspective of things and shit. So it was pretty nice.
Okay. Anyone else?
Oh,
access, privilege, or prejudice?
Access versus privilege and etc. Coming from New York, I mean, I go back very often. So, after I graduated high school and all that, it was, having the access here for technology and resources for tuition and counseling for college and stuff like that. It was really nice to have that help down here. But it's also different. It's very different because down here you do get the help to go decide where you want to go, what you want to do later on in life, and then also I went to go back to New York. I believe the year after I had graduated, and they had this whole thing going with the community college where they were funding it and giving everybody free education and stuff like that, as long as you kept your grades up. So accessibility definitely helps, especially in the city, where a lot of children are underprivileged and don't have the same opportunity as other people.
Yeah. I went to Katie Taylor, so like Taylor specifically is that weird combination of the school zone kind of hits a little bit everybody. So you got like kids who are like stupid wealthy, you got kids who are very poor, and then you have like the middlemen. So like I was kind of surrounded by a little bit of everybody. So that's kind of how I was raised. Is like, I mean, I didn't really judge anybody's situation. If we're gonna go sit and we have to sit on the floor at your place, like I don't trip on that. If you got a pool, cool. Like I don't trip on it. But like that being said, like it's very different just being like over in the A-Leaf area, just like kind of walking around. It's like a different vibe. So like I do notice that, which is why these boys always be coming to me whenever we hang out.
Yeah,
I mean, well, coming from California, where Moore Park is like a small town, and we had like you could say there's like a bayou that kind of separated us, because I lived some apartments that was right next to the bayou, and then up the hill was just like the houses. It was like, that was kind of like the white people houses, like only the rich kids, only the rich white people, like that. And sometimes it would feel like that because I would be at the apartments looking up. I'm like, how ironic is that? Like, I'm down here
you're
and looking
literally
up to
like
that.
below.
And the kids, I mean, Moore Park was kind of like diverse. There was a lot of people from everywhere. But if you were to hear like, oh, you live on Peach Hill Road or like Mountain Meadows, like you knew off the bat, like, oh, you got a BMW and you got a Mercedes, you got that, all that. But there is some people who live up there but don't live that same lifestyle. So they're kind of like humble about it, and they still kick it with people like us, like downtown and stuff like that. And then with like racism and all that, I didn't really see any of that. Maybe because just like, I said, like I didn't see color. Like just like she said, you saw a pool, you have a cool pool, got a pool, cool. Like didn't really think about it like that. And we chill with everybody. It wasn't really like, oh, do you do this, you do that. But I mean, it was very more open. But I noticed that over there, it was kind of like very competitive, even though everybody was chill with each other. Like, so for example, if I was doing, I'm a videographer, and I met another one, he would kind of like look down upon me. He wouldn't be like, oh, hey, your work is dope, man. Sometimes we should work together. And once I got out here, started meeting new people, and they're like, hey, you do video? Like, hey, let's get together, shoot this time. I'm like, yeah, I'll bet. So, I mean, that's what I kind of noticed from California to Texas, that, California was chill, but you could sense, like, low-key, like, they're gonna, like, either put you, like, look down upon you like that.
Dude, Texas alone is super diverse, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we got a blend of everybody.
It's a border state.
Yeah.
But, like, California is also diverse, but it does depend where you are.
Yeah, where you're staying.
But it is very much competition based, because, like, that's just how it is out there, Like, everything is expensive. You have to, like, be on your game and everything. So I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I was kind of glad that I moved out here, because, I was able to do things I wasn't able to do out there, and, meeting new people and doing new things as well, too, so.
Yeah, and I recently went to Connecticut, as random as that sounds, and
Nice.
It was a really different experience from Houston. I was in New Haven, Connecticut, and Old Saybrook, a small little town. Everyone knows everybody, but there was just a feeling of like no worries, like even though like everyone has their struggles with money, like it was just a different level of struggle. It wasn't like A-Leaf versus Rice Village, like it wasn't like that. It was just like, oh, I have this like bill for this like nice car or this house that I need to pay, but like I got it.
About their own
like
business.
Like it's not like how am I gonna eat? It's like how am I gonna pay this one bill? Like and it was so strange being there, because you just walk down the street and, like, especially as a woman, like, you feel safe walking down the street. And as a person of color, like, you feel normal walking down the street. Like, you don't feel like you're like, oh, I gotta watch my bag, I have to, like, make sure no one, like, tries to come up on me or nothing, anything like that. So it was a really different vibe, and it was just really interesting.
And you're talking about walking down the street and everything, and, like, sometimes I'll get really comfortable and then I go on Twitter. And then I don't want to leave my house.
And then it freaks you out.
You're like, I don't even want to leave my house anymore.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't think people really think about the fact, and we have to wrap it up in a little bit, but I don't think people really think about the fact that, like, as a white person, you kind of are a target. Mm-hmm. Because people
automatically look at me a certain way.
Yeah.
Just because I am white. And it's like,
it's like, no, but she's chilling with, like, alien people, you know? Like most
my
of
mom
my
from
friends are,
like,
yeah, it's like, but people don't think about that, and I think that's, like, a big problem with our society today is, like, there are a bunch of assumptions going on and not a lot of facts. And so we're hearing a bunch about, like, oh, Mexicans this, or oh, black people that, but it's like, but we're all cool. Like, you know, that's not really how it is. That's just what they put out there.
Yeah, it's just media portrayal.
Exactly.
They always want to put out the extreme, and that's what you're going to get blasted.
Yeah,
exactly. And we just looking at each other, I was like,
you don't even get the full story.
That is not happening. This is some bullshit. Like, that's how you see it.
Where's the beginning of the clip, though?
Well, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and then after that, we will discuss some more race and privilege.
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
Alright, welcome back to Challenge the Norm. Before the break, we talked briefly about access, privilege, and prejudice in America today. So now we are going to discuss how you see race and privilege in education, your fields of business, and on social media. Have you seen racism or privilege in your specific fields of business and in education? Because I know we all went to a diverse school. I don't know where you went to school, and you went to Katie Taylor, which is, I guess, kind of diverse as far as money goes, but maybe not. I don't know. So, did you see that, and if so, how?
So, like, when it comes to education, I don't really know. I minded my own business, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just kind of stuck to my group of people. I didn't really hang out with, like, you know, movies always portray, like, the jocks and everything. My table was weird. We had a little bit of everybody going on, but none of us had classes together, you know. So, like, I kind of stuck to my own business. So I can't really speak as far as education goes, but as far as, like, my field goes, for me, because I worked mainly in hip hop and R&B, that's, like, the main genre that I like. Me just being a female alone, people automatically assume I either rap or, like, I sing, and then they always assume it's always, like, pop.
Do they ever, like, come to you like, oh, this girl doesn't really know what she's doing?
Oh, man. Well, I'll get it if I'm at a studio. Because I work at a lot of, like, project studios, but whenever I go to the bigger ones, I'll sit in the chair, and the people think I'm just there to visit. And I'm like, no, I'm running your session. Like, you're actually paying me right now to be here, so we can stare at each other if you want, but, like, it's a waste of time.
But you're paying me
you're paying me to stare at you right now. But that happens all the time, and then, like, just being a woman in this field alone, I feel like is very... They hold you to a completely different thing. Like, they want you to look a certain way, they want you to act a certain way, and I'm not even the spotlight. Like, I'm just helping you make a beat and stuff. But like, I feel like with guys, it's way more mellow, and I don't know, man. It's just, people always have to prove yourself extra. You know, you have to go a little bit extra just for people to take you seriously.
Do you feel like that's, like, more on you because you are white?
I think it's both. Literally, it's both of them, just because of the genre I'm producing, you know? If I was sticking over in the pop area, I feel like, I don't know if I would have issues just because I'm a girl, but, like, I really don't feel like the race thing would play into it. But, yeah, I mean, we'll go to, like, clubs and stuff where artists are performing and everything, and no one's ever going to assume that I'm a producer. Like, that's not a thing. They just think I'm a friend, you know, hanging out. Like, that's it. They'll never try and get me for a music plug, but... I mean, that's also, it's a con, but it's privilege, because now I have this gateway and, like, a door I can open. It's something that nobody's really busted through yet. So it's
Yeah.
like that's also something I
If
can
they
do
look at you like
myself.
that, you kind of have a chance to like prove them wrong. Like,
Yeah.
once you show them something like your work, they're like, oh snap.
Yeah, well,
like-
exactly. They're like, oh, okay, and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, now I'm on your radar.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Like- well, why didn't you click the link before we met? What's
Yeah,
up?
exactly.
Yeah.
And what about y'all? Like, cause y'all are both rappers and musicians, so like even in your business, not as far as like being a rapper, but like when it comes to performing at certain venues, do you ever get like prejudice there?
Oh man, let me tell you about it.
Boy.
I get. Everybody looks at me weird because they didn't expect me to perform. Every time we're always performing, they'll look at me like a certain way. Cause Latinos don't really get the spotlight. Cause I don't really go to Latino events. I'm mostly going to black events. Cause I'm more comfortable with black people than my own people. I get more shit for being a Latino that doesn't really speak Spanish that well. But that's because I wasn't. Both my parents speak English and Spanish. My dad speaks English and Spanish, and my mom speaks straight Spanish. And I used to get shit for it. So I always felt like I was just an American living here. And that being said, people are always gonna look at me weird when I'm rapping, especially when they hear that. Most people didn't even expect that to come out of my mouth. Because like I hanged out with gangsters, so they think I'm gonna be an ignorant Latino, and that's just how it always been.
Man, you know, that kind of reminds me of, you know that event that we did at House of Blues?
Yeah.
Like, it was like late night. It was like 11, 12 at night.
Yeah.
And so it was our turn to hit the set. We hit the set, and so our song starts. I hit my verse, and then like everybody's just like, yeah, all right, that's pretty cool. And then like he starts rapping, and everybody's like, it's just another want to be Eminem or some shit like that.
Oh.
Yeah,
But,
he's not he's very lyrical with his stuff. And I feel like a lot of people don't expect that to come from him because of the way he looks.
Exactly.
But he's very, like, genius when it comes to his lyrical content. Everything has a double meaning or, like, it's a metaphor. And if you're not actually paying attention. So, like, I feel like a lot of people don't expect that from him just because it's him.
Yeah, but music itself today, they already like shut off like lyrical content like that. Like if you're really being playful with it, they're already gonna put you with Eminem and Kendrick Lamar and Big Sean. Yeah, they're gonna put you in that circle and not even give you a chance. Compared to somebody that's just bullshit in their raps, and just because it's a nice beat and they're just rocking with it, they're gonna give them more clout. Like I know, like I've met people that didn't even rap their whole life and they're already like popping more than I am, and I've been doing this for like 5 years already. So it makes sense though, because people don't want to like think too deep into it. I get it, but it's just playful for me. I like that shit. I like to like challenge myself because I always like listen to a certain word. I hear a word and I'm just like, damn, what can I make that rhyme with?
Yeah,
And
so you just think of different words and your vocabulary just like grows.
Pretty
Yeah.
Able
much.
to, like, and then once you get everything down, it's sounds
Yeah,
just, like,
cause I listen to like different types of music. So I listen to reggaeton, bachata, rap. So I like to put everything into the table. Like I like to listen to certain things when I'm like putting music in together. So
You have to be up to date with like the trends and also what could come back.
yeah, oh
in
yeah.
strength. Yeah.
Boom bap's gonna come back. I feel it. I feel it.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here first.
I'm telling you, boom bap gonna come back. Bro.
Say that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to play.
Y'all brought the dad hats back, so I know boom bap will come back.
He says wearing one. Alright, so we briefly spoke about like your experience differing between like Houston and Ventura, California. So in Houston, like what tends to be a big problem, and like I had mentioned this earlier, is like the like inside of a race, the discrimination within it because of like skin color, like light skin versus dark skin, or not being like a true Hispanic because you don't speak Spanish, even though like your parents do, or maybe your parents don't.
That's always been a
Or-
problem with the Latino community, though, because
Yeah.
we like hold on to Spanish for our dear lives. Like
But it's not even our original tongue.
Exactly.
Like-
No. Look, I understand when some racist white person comes up and says speak the language. That's coming out of hate. So I understand when I see those videos, I was like, nah, that's coming out of a place of hate. You hate me already.
Like
You don't even understand.
speak American,
But-
speak English.
Yeah, but me personally,
Yeah, like that's not a language. American's not a language.
Like native
yeah. Cause
It's like
Fuck, I'm
16
honest.
drives, bro.
exactly, and it's stupid because, like, my type of thing I always try to tell the Latinos that come here. Like, I just picked up some because I do Uber part time, right? So I picked up some dude from Venezuela, from Salvador, and they just got here. And I told them, I was like, if you really want to make it here, learn English. But you know, that's because I'm trying to give them a heads up because they're, you know how many
Because that's facts.
You know how many Latinos like come get a job and they get way bigger tax cuts than anybody else. So because they don't speak the language and they don't know the game, so I always tell them, like, whenever I get to speak to a Latino that don't speak English, I just got here, I tell them, like, nah, learn the language, because you're gonna see a lot of people take advantage of you, because Latinos will be like, all we gotta do is just work hard and that's it. That's why we don't get in trouble.
Because I don't know these people, but I know of people that have used, you know, illegal immigrants, you know, over at Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, whatever, and then say like, oh, I'm gonna pay you, and then don't pay them, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do? Go to the police?
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
and
met people like
that is extremely messed up.
I worked at some restaurants where they did that shit, and then they thought that because I was Latino, I was like, I got papers, but at the same time, I told them, I gave everybody the heads up. I was like, hey man, they're cutting you more than they should.
Yeah, I mean, I've even had like African coworkers tell me, oh, I have a sister or I have a wife that's working this job. And you know, it's a regular job that almost everybody does. You know, CNA, or they work in the houses, cleaning up and all that. Mm-hmm. And so some of them get really taken advantage. Just immigrants, period. Because it's like they get, you know.
Yeah, let's remove you know, just the Hispanic, but it's like
it's every
all
immigrant.
immigrants.
It's every immigrant.
Asian immigrants, African immigrants. Like, all of them.
There are people getting paid like $12 an hour to do the same job, and they're getting paid $7 if they feel like it. But when they feel like paying, they're probably getting paid like $3 to $6 an hour.
And what's fucked up is they got to play by the rules. If not, you know, they're using that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna call no names though, because there's a lot of owners that did this shit, and she fired me because I called her out on that bullshit. But I'm gonna wait till I blow up. I'm gonna come for that ass though. Real shit.
All right.
That ass here, boy.
Well,
I mean, she could if she wanted to, but
why?
I don't think she liked me.
What do you think, like, you got? I mean, I know personally what I got from being. I didn't grow up in A-Leaf. You know, I went to a bunch of schools. By the time I was 18, moved 18 times.
Damn.
Grew up in a lot of different diverse, like, situations. Went to, like, all white schools. Went to, like, all black schools. Went to, like, mixed schools. And then ended up at LSIC. And that was, you know, what it was.
Hey, you was there.
African.
You was there when history happened, though, because we graduated with the largest number.
We did.
We broke Texas. Yeah, we broke Texas
900
record.
something, right?
No, 1,000. We was in the thousands.
Oh,
We broke Texas
I
record.
thought it was under. I thought it was 900. I thought it was right up.
No.
But yeah, so personally, me, I like what some of y'all have said. I didn't really realize like racism like that when I was at LSIC, and I didn't really realize it until I went to college in New Orleans. And that's when I really realized exactly how backwards some places were. When I'm literally at a parade, you know, for Mardi Gras, and I see a guy on a float choosing to give a little white girl all these like things from the float, and then snatching it out of a black boy's hand because he didn't want to give it to him. Like, he didn't want to give it to him. And, like, so seeing that in front of my face, literally right in front of my face, and then going to eat with, like, a white guy, and then people staring at us and be like, why are people staring? And him being like, oh, because I'm white and you're black. Like, that's crazy. Like, that was 3 years ago, you know? That was 3 years ago.
Like, Louisiana still has a lot of issues with their educational system. Like I was watching a documentary where they had two schools that were in the same district, but one was in the north and one was in the south. The school in the south was not getting any funding.
Yeah, north was getting all kinds.
Yeah, the north was getting all kinds of funding from the same neighborhood, which was completely messed up.
Yeah, you
I
can see
mean,
that. You see that
after
type of shit,
Katrina, the education system in New Orleans really took a hit, like, big time. But, I mean, this is purely, like, race. I mean, that ties into it, but this is purely just like people
Yep.
having an opinion,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
about
There's,
like.
So HP got to witness it with me one time. We were in my mom's car. My mom drives a nice whip, but like she been working her whole life to like
Yeah, you earned
get
your
that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had to borrow her car because my car was like stuck up in the driveway or something. And the car at the time that I drove didn't even have electronic windows. Like it was a full-on
Got the
roll the window down kind of thing.
Good
And
times.
like yeah, for real, good times. But like he witnessed like some dude was staring me down just because like my white ass just hopped out to like fill up this car. You know, it's my mom's car, but he automatically assumed that like I must have it good and I had it easy. And it's like no. Bro, if you saw my actual car, you'd probably be giving me $1 right now. Like, if you saw what I'm driving.
Oh yeah, I remember
At the
that.
time, you remember that?
Yeah.
We got in the car and I think we talked about it for like 20 minutes, just talking
Man.
about how like
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you
People
was
are
trying to
like-
save the environment. I was just like, damn. Put me
no,
to
I just
shame.
wrote, but
Well,
no, but I didn't see like, man, I didn't see anything as far as like race went growing up. And it wasn't until I hit high school whenever like all of a sudden people started kind of opening my eyes. Because for me, I always hung out with diverse groups. Always, you know, I played like basketball, I played softball, so I was kind of surrounded by a little bit of everybody. And I really didn't see that. And then I think once I got into high school and then people start finding cliques and then all of a sudden, you know,
yeah,
people start
and real
pointing
life
things
starts
out.
happening.
Yeah, people start pointing things out and you're like, oh damn, like that's messed up.
Yeah, this shit is
Well,
real.
yeah.
This is
Well,
real messed up.
From what
Like,
I'm hearing, like it sounds like, you know, I mean, from what I'm hearing and from being in this room, like it seems like I can see a positive shift in like people coming together from all different races and backgrounds and being like, look, we just need to be like a community.
Yeah.
We just need to be united. Like, have y'all seen that too?
yeah. Well, I feel like each generation is getting better.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's slowly getting better. Like, I feel like we're better than our parents were, and our
Oh,
parents
big
are
time.
definitely better than like their parents were for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, that's big
I definitely
facts.
think
No
there's a
shit.
shift happening, but like I still don't feel like it's moving fast enough, like at all. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't have a prejudgment. You shouldn't have a prejudgment on me. I shouldn't have prejudge you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like
it goes
everyone's
deep.
talking
it
about
goes
it.
deep though.
Yeah.
Like, it goes deeper than we really consciously think.
Everyone's getting
So-
mad on like social media and stuff, so it's making all of it even more. But like,
It's always that one person that fucks it up for everybody. You know
Yeah.
that the stupidest mentality I like the stupidest teaching I got in school was, oh, because this student fucked up, everybody's in trouble for it. So because I just had an argument. I've had an argument with somebody last night about this, and his name should not be brought up. He fucked up and he robbed somebody, right? And the first thing he said was, "Oh, it's just a black thing." I got triggered quick because I'm just like, oh, so I've done shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So my parents got to get shit for what the fuck I did. And then he's always trying to shift the conversation. I was just like, nah, because he thought I was about
like
to be
don't
with that.
stereotype yourself on top of it. We're
Yeah.
already trying to
Yeah.
deal with it in
Yeah.
other people's mind, and then you're gonna sit there and like blame it on like.
And I told him, I was like,
Don't
you fuck it
stereotype
up.
yourself.
I was like, you fuck it up for the white people that I fuck with, because you giving them a bad name, because I chill with them. And I was like, you out here thinking like that. Like, yeah, if he's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit by himself. Keep him away from me.
Well,
Real shit.
I think the main thing to take from this is, you know, we just have to bring all of you, like, be united, bring all of us up together.
Put it
That's the
aside.
only way you can progress, really.
Yeah, no,
And
not
you
to,
have to just make sure, like, while someone might not be on the right mindset with you now, they might be like later.
Yeah.
So you just have to be willing to do that change, to be that change, and to work through that progress.
not to mention, like I call this the article effect. They just look at the headline and they already think they know it without even reading the article to see if the source was there. You're looking at a person, you're already seeing the headline.
Yeah.
You don't even know where they came from, and you don't even know the whole article itself to be making a judgment.
Yeah.
Now, that's how I see things.
So educate yourself.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
Don't be like Facebook. They sharing everything, and the first thing you want to do,
Yeah.
you already sharing this. I was
The whole
like,
Instagram thing where they were talking about after this date, Instagram gets the rights to
Oh,
use
yeah,
all your
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And then celebrities
It's
are
fake.
posting
It's
that on their
fake.
page. It's
Yeah.
like, how'd you not even go back and check that? That kind of just shows what you're talking about. People
Yeah.
are just like, oh, that going on?
this is
All
the
right.
best example of what it is, like how people see the
She's
information.
like, I'm
though.
trying to close.
Oh shit, y'all close on it? I didn't even know.
Yeah. Okay. Main deal is be together, unity, educate yourself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And just keep the vibration moving up. That's the main deal.
Bring each other up.
Yeah.
Put all our
Alright.
racism aside.
Yeah. All right. So again, I'm here with Jeff.
Hey.
You can do your little name on
Oh,
Instagram.
I mean, I already did it at the beginning.
Wiley.
Once again, yes, I'm Wiley. WILEY _ SNIPES.
Yeah.
Wiley Snipes. Follow me on Instagram.
Y'all can follow me at HP The Process, HPDA Process, and you could also follow our page, Fire, Fuck Your Acceptance Music.
Okay.
Yeah, really. And then Instagram, Angeline did this.
And then MISS_CASTON. This is Joie with Challenge the Norm, and make sure you're always doing that. Thanks.
Shout
Bye.
out to Miss Caston.
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.